What's up my lovely people and welcome back. In today's video, we are watching this video whereby black women are sharing their experiences on dating white men. Black women sharing their experiences on dating white men. In other words, interracial marriages. What do these black women think about dating white men? In a broader perspective, a lot of people, the moment they see a black woman with a white guy, what runs into their mind, they always think that this kind of lady or this black woman is trying to run away from poverty. This is the reason why she's going for this white man, because she thinks that this white man is her savior. So guys, let's go straight into this video and listen to these black women on what they have to share regarding dating white men.
5 things you should know before you start dating white men. Number 1, if you guys are done having dinner and you ask him to put the leftovers away in the fridge, they're going to put the pot in the fridge. They do not believe in Tupperware. They're going to put the whole pot with pasta, whatever it is, in that fridge. And then you're going to open your fridge and see a full pot. Can you handle that? Number 2, they rob us of our sayings. I turn around and he's saying, "Oh, what do I look like, Boo Boo the Fool?" What do you know about Boo Boo the Fool? Number 3, suddenly he thinks he needs a bonnet. Why are you wearing my bonnet? Take my bonnet off. You do not need a bonnet. Number 4, they do not believe in lotion. I beg this man, please, please, for the love of God, moisturize your knees and your elbows. You do get ashy. Number 5, they will have you listening to country music. You're going to start it and you're going to love it.
Okay, can we talk about some thingy things, because some of you guys have lost the plot and or losing the plot. As a woman who dates outside of her race and who is currently dating a white man, I get asked a lot of the time whenever I'm talking about my dating life and how I'm getting treated. Some people will be like, is this a pasta and lobster situation? And I'm like, yes, I'm dating a white man. And they'll be like, oh, this is my chance, like, signed to date a white man to get a certain treatment. And I'm like, let's talk about it a little bit, because this course about the pasta and lobster situation or dating a white man is getting a little outrageous. Some of you guys are starting to sound like the black men who will explain away why it is that they want to date white women. And I want y'all to pause, take a step back, and be like, that's not the answer, because we are not doing that. You should date men because you're attracted to them and you like them as an individual, not because they are a white man. Some of you guys are trying to force yourself to date people that you're not even attracted to, because you're thinking that you're about to get a certain type of life. And I need y'all to get into your mind, even as someone who is currently dating a white man, there are trash men across every race and ethnicity. You can't escape the sassy man apocalypse. You can't escape the patriarchy. And we can really get into the nitty-gritty of things and talk about the subtle differences between dating a white man and dating a black man. I don't tend to like to talk about it because it can get a little, dicey up in the mix. However, some of you guys are starting to sound really wild, and I'm not liking it. Also, be very mindful of who it is that you are choosing if you are choosing to date outside of your race. Because there are girls going through the trenches right now with a white man. Don't let it be you, sister. Don't let it be you. Choose wisely.
I can always tell when a black girl dates white guys. I'm always right 99.9% of the time. I don't know if it's because I'm very open to dating whoever, so I can kind of get the vibes, but I'm always right. When black creators that I absolutely love pop out with their new man and their new man is like a white guy, I can always peep that from a mile away. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know if it's like the hair behind the ears, like having the indie style, the luxe black girl style. There will be those few moments where I'm genuinely shocked by the outcome of who they're dating. But for the most part, I'm always right. Like, I'm always right down to a T. Maybe it's the creators that I follow, but I don't know.
Not all black women are supposed to be with black men. Yeah, and many of you are trying to make fetch happen. You guys are trying to get with black men, and no shade, but black love is a scam. Why is it a scam? It's a scam because for every 100 black women, there are only 88 black men. And black men actually interracially date and marry at 3 times the rate of black women. So there literally are not enough black men to go around. So in this video, I wanted to share with you how to date white men. Okay, girl, if you're one of these black women, then you probably need to be dating a white man, okay? Now, if you have oversized glasses, white. If you have a septum piercing, white. If you wear denim jackets with the sleeves rolled up, white. If you are a suburban girl, an emo girl, an alt girl, heavy metal girl, white. If your hair is braided with a little bit of new growth and tucked behind the ears, white. If you have a big curly wig, white. If you are a darker skinned woman with shorter natural hair, giving Lupita realness, white, okay? Now, those are the archetypes that should be dating white guys. You see it everywhere, and so I wanted to share that with you. Now, how? How do we actually engage with white guys? Because guess what, girl? They're not going to approach you like, you know, men of color will, right? They're going to be a little bit more reserved. I always hear, oh my God, they're staring at me. Girl, here's what you're going to need to do. Now, please understand, if a white guy is chatting.
Yes, ladies. Black women who are actually dating white guys, you've got to be prepared for some ups and downs too. Because first of all, it's like you've got to adapt to his lifestyle. For example, this is why you normally see a lot of black women, the moment they start dating these white guys, they keep on changing hair wigs and weaves, because these white guys prefer ladies with wigs and weaves and long hair. They don't prefer these African ladies or the black ladies to have that hard coarse hair. And this is the reason why a lot of these black women, they normally go for the weaves and wigs. And then another thing, you've got to be accepted into his cycle of the white guys. If you're dating a white guy, it's not going to be easier the way you're thinking. Before his friends can give him his approval, his friends have to approve of you first. Because this is a black woman, this is an African woman going into a white or dating a white guy. Things are actually not going to be the same. So there are some ups and downs, because a lot of these black women, they normally think the moment they go or the moment they start dating these white guys, things are going to be good for them. Poverty is going to run away from them. Just a lot of things, just to mention a few.
With you for 2 to 3 minutes. It's not a friendly neighbor conversation. He is interested in you. He's living for you. He likes you, right? So flirt back, girl. Flirt, yeah? If you see a guy and the white feet are pointing toward you, girl, he's into you. He likes you. The thing about white guys is that you're going to have to start the conversation. You're going to have to give him a compliment, smile. You're going to have to ask for help, ask for a recommendation. That's how you're going to interact and engage with these guys. Now, I know that you're asking what kind of white guys, girl, because no shade, but not all white guys are actually equal. So, a couple of things, right? Look at the hair. If it's a redhead, take him to bed. Yeah, if it's a long-haired white guy, long hair, don't care. If he is bald and over 35 years old, he's into you probably. If he's younger than 35, he's probably in the skinheads, girl, and you want to stay away. If he is European, he's into you. If he is like an artist, but like well-established and successful, he's into you. If he is, if he's an eye, if he is Irish or Italian, girl, the eyes have it, and they probably need to have you. Now, I hope that this is helpful for you as you're navigating these white guys, girl, and have fun.
So many dating coaches are telling black women to date white men, and they're telling you how you're supposed to dress, how to tell if they're attracted to you, all these things. But let me tell you what they're not telling you. They're not telling you that you need to talk about race very early on into that dynamic, because a man can be attracted to you and want to sleep with you, and that still doesn't mean that he values black people and you are a black person. I've been seeing too many videos over the past few months of women getting divorced after marrying a white man. Quick marriage, he seemed nice, they did all the things that the dating coaches are telling them to do, right? And then that man is calling them the N-word, and he is being so derogatory and racist. But when asked, did you talk about race? No, I didn't think it mattered. Of course it matters. You need to know what he's comfortable with. You need to know his biases. You need to know who's around him. Is his family racist? Are his friends racist? Are there certain jokes that he thinks he can make? Does he say the N-word? Does he get drunk and say slurs to any group? How does he feel about black men? And this one is really important, because a lot of time men are in competition with each other. It has nothing to do with the women. We are just the pawns in that game. There's a huge difference between a black woman feeling disappointed and let down by black men because you have dated many black men and you've constantly had a disappointing experience, and a white man who hates black men in this world when the power and privilege is afforded to the white men over the black men. So if you're upset with black men in this moment in time, if you're disappointed, if you've been abused by them, and you take that energy over to a white man and he also says that he doesn't like black men too, there's a red flag right there, because in society, they don't have power over him the same way that you do, which means that his feelings towards them are usually rooted in racism. Also, if he's dated black women in the past, it doesn't necessarily mean he actually values and cares about black people or black women. I've spoken to white men who have dated black women, and there are the ones who will protect their black woman in front of any and everybody and make sure that she is safe and will not even have her in any environment where she'll be treated as other or less than. But I've also spoken to white men who have dated black women who don't even recognize their point of privilege and instead think that that black woman should just be grateful that he chose her. And these are the men that think that they're doing so much by just existing and choosing to be with that woman that they don't have to defend her, that they don't have to protect her, that they don't have to care about things to do with race. They're also the ones who say that race doesn't matter, but it really does. I have also dated interracially, so I can speak from experience. There is a huge difference between dating as an adult and dating as a young person. Like when I was a teenager, when I was coming up to my early adulthood, the types of people that you meet or where you meet them is so different. You're meeting these people in social circles, you know, a friend of a friend from school, from college. This way you get to see them in their natural environment, you get to see them in a party, you get to be around them on a chill day and who they choose to surround themselves with. It's so much easier to be able to tell who is looking at you as a fetish as a young person in comparison to someone who really is embracing of you and all that you come with. As an adult, it is so different, especially when you're using things like dating apps, because these are total strangers. You can't really feel out the environment and see who they're around. It's so easy for people to create this idea of themselves that isn't really real. And then if you're coming from a space where you've only dated black men and you've never dated white men before, you want to make sure you give yourself time to kind of boost yourself up and your self-esteem before you start dating different types of men, because they are still men. So yes, you may have a completely different dating experience because it's a man from a different background, but he's still a man, so you still want to go in there with some discernment, and you also want to go in there with your autonomy intact, because if you're going into that situation thinking, oh my god, he looked at me, I've never known that white men are attracted to me, and you go there kind of like just accepting any crumbs, a man will dog walk you and you won't even realize that it's happening just because you don't recognize it because it comes in white and not in black. I'm all for black love and I'm all for interracial relationships. Whatever makes you happy, especially as black women, whoever treats you the best, I believe you should be with them. I just believe that you need to take your discernment into every situation. I don't want to see any more black women getting bamboozled by blatant racists that you would have been able to recognize if you just felt comfortable to ask those questions early on. And if you ever go and start dating someone and you feel uncomfortable to ask them questions, don't date them, because you should never be dating someone, sleeping with someone, marrying someone, having kids with someone, but like sharing bank accounts with someone that you don't feel safe with.
That's it, guys, for today. Black women giving their or sharing their experiences on dating white guys. In other words, interracial marriages. We've got advantages and disadvantages of dating a white guy as a black woman. First of all, this black woman, there are some of the things that you're supposed to think first before you start or before you enter into an interracial relationship. Things won't be good or even bad. It's like you have to weigh your scale first. You've got to weigh your ups and downs. Think before you enter or before you commit yourself into that white guy relationship. Another thing is that a lot of these black or these African women, the moment you start dating or going out with this white guy, many of these black women, at the end of the day, at the end of the tunnel, they normally complain, or even some of them, they end up being divorced or even divorcees, because reason being there was racial profiling there. A lot of these friends of this white guy, or even the family to this white guy, they don't consider this black woman or this black lady as part of them, and so they end up racial profiling this woman, or actually, in other words, racism, and this woman or this lady ends up divorcing or getting divorced with this white guy. Another thing is that as a black woman, you've got to change or to accept this white guy's lifestyle. From your dressing to everything, to the food and everything. Because in some other countries, in other cultures, you'll find that this white guy, maybe there's some kind of dressing, some kind of lifestyle. You've got to cope with that lifestyle of that guy so that you can be accepted into his life. So guys, those are some of the ups and downs, or other words challenges, when you are a black woman dating a white guy. In other words, interracial relationship or interracial marriages. And we've seen a lot of these interracial marriages. Most of them, they don't work at all. Maybe this woman or this black lady met this guy through a social site or even online. And these guys, and you guys remember, a man is a man. This guy ended up lying to this woman or even cheating this woman. Maybe she's a younger girl or a younger lady. And maybe this white guy is a divorcee. But the moment they meet together now after that long distance relationship, now it's one-on-one. This is the moment, or this is the time this guy, this white guy, is going to drop the bombshell. He's going to tell this woman he is a divorcee. Maybe he even separated with his wife because of A and A. Maybe he's even a murderer, but this black woman didn't even know. It's too late for her. So guys, those are some of the challenges, the ups and downs of interracial marriages, interracial relationship. Let me know this in the comment section. What do you think about this in the comment section regarding this video about interracial marriages? Let me know this in the comment section, and bye bye for now.